and mostly as a health educator, if we had to give it a title, where I would speak with people about some of the areas that I'm familiar with, which one of them being stress, but also another area that I've been teaching in is laughter, and using laughter as a kind of a therapeutic modality to manage some of the stress that we're experiencing today. And it's quite appropriate with what's happening in our world today.
Yeah, I think if you were to watch the news, the most common thread that you see is a level of stress that is much higher than, say, typically. And it's really pervasive throughout the entire community. And it's not just, average individuals, it's healthcare providers, it's people in the news industry. You can see that everybody's kind of retracting a little bit internally. And I just wondered, do you have any advice for people that kind of like maybe some coping mechanisms, something that maybe I can take home that would be valuable even in my own life and with the people I work with and some of my patients?
Well, one of the things that I talk about typically is that this notion of stress, the definition itself is about what's real and what's imagined. So a lot of times we imagine things that are going to happen to us that will never happen to us, but it really doesn't matter because it's already in our head, and we're getting stress because of that. So that's one thing, is to realize that even though there's a risk there, what are the potential risks that are involved with getting the virus or whatever? If we're talking about prostate cancer, what are the risks associated with that? I think if you sit down and look at it logically, that most men will not be at that big of a risk, right? So that's one thing. The other part of it is how we deal with that stress, and that's what interventions are out there. Kind of what you're asking me. There's a number of different things that people can do. One of them I truly enjoy and is fun is the laughter part of it. Not that this is funny that's going on today, but laughter is a way to release tension. We don't always laugh because things are funny. We laugh because there's stress, tension, and pain associated with it.
Is that when people call it nervous laughter?
Yes, yeah. So, for example, at a funeral, you'll hear people laughing, and not necessarily because something's funny, it's just their way of expressing those emotions that they're feeling.
It's really interesting is that I always say don't stress out whatever you can't control.
Right.
Only worry about whatever you can change or effectuate a change in. But sometimes you still do, no matter what, because it may not be just affecting you, it could be affecting your family or your friends, and you worry about them as well.